Well, howdy. My name's Thad from Fretwork Studios, and this is my hobby. I make music videos, just kind of enjoy making videos and stuff. So this week I have projects I'm working on, but they're not ready to like start filming and junk. So I thought I'd try something different and maybe just kind of do little reviews of some gear that I have, guitars, drums, pedals, things like that, stuff that I still use and stuff that I don't use, and maybe stuff that I haven't used in years. I'll dig it out and try it out and show you guys, see if it's still cool or not. Today I'm going to show you my Washburn A20V. It's a 1985. It's probably my favorite guitar that I own right now. And then I will give you a little backstory on how I acquired this guitar. This is the guitar right here. It's a Washburn A20V. And I'll show you some close-ups of stuff and just kind of little things I've done to it. I haven't done a whole lot to it, but this is probably my favorite guitar that I have right now. So the story behind this guitar is back in, I think like 2000 or maybe 2001. I was working at a local hardware store. There was this guy that worked there with me who said, "Hey, I got a shotgun in my trunk. Are you interested?" And I was like, maybe, let's check it out. So he showed me and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. He said $150 you can have it. It had some modifications to it. Don't know if they were legal or not, but I did call the police and gave them the number and they said it wasn't stolen. So I was like, okay. So my roommate at the time had this guitar and I'd been friends with this guy since grade school. And he had got it from, I think his uncle owned a music store somewhere like on the East Coast or the Midwest or somewhere. But his uncle gave him that guitar. He never like really got into guitar. He didn't like, play a lot or anything. So anyways, years and years later, we ended up living together, being roommates for a while. He knew I had that shotgun and one day he's like, "Hey, I'll trade you this guitar for that shotgun." So I was like, hell yeah. So I got this guitar for $150. Basically just traded him straight across for that shotgun. So that's how I got the guitar. So let me show you the guitar now. So this is my Washburn. From what I understand, the fretboard is like some sort of graphite. I don't know. I don't know. But it's not wood. It's like this black, super smooth. I think I was told it was graphite, but I don't know. That doesn't make sense to me, but maybe it is. I don't know. But it's super smooth. And keep in mind, this is a 1985. There's the serial number, and I looked it up, and the first two numbers, the 85, are supposed to be the year. So that's pretty cool. Like, this guitar is pretty old. It's got Washburn tuners on it, and which really kind of doesn't matter because it has a locking nut. So tuners aren't, real important if you have a locking nut. So the lock nut works great because it has this tremolo. It's also a Washburn Tremolo. Now the weird thing about this tremolo is it's like a floating tremolo. You can go up and down on it. You can also flutter it. So that's pretty cool. So with Floyd Rose, I like whammy bars. I'm not a big whammy bar guy, but Floyd Rose, they're really good, high quality, like the best floating bridges you can get. But tuning them can take forever, and it wasn't worth it to me. I don't use a whammy bar enough to warrant learning how to tune a Floyd Rose. I know I could do it, I don't have the patience. This, however, doesn't go all the way through the body. So it's like a floating tremolo bridge, but it's kind of not. So it's pretty cool. And you can dive bomb the hell out of it. Stays in tune, no problem. The only thing that I've done to this guitar is put in these Duncan Blackout pickups. So the original pickups were Washburn pickups, and they were absolutely awful. At low volumes, it sounded fine, like if you're just jamming and practicing or whatever by yourself. But in a band, in a live situation, they're horrible. So my buddy back in the day, in the band I was in, his guitar crapped out. And so I was like, oh, try this one. And it sounded like crap. And I'm like, what the hell? So I got these new pickups and I put them in there. That's really the only modification that I've done to this thing, other than strap locks. Here's kind of a view. The headstock, like I love the headstock. It's just kind of this old school like 80s looking logo. Like I love it. It's awesome. And it's got like this gold whammy bar and kind of a little bit of gold trim on here. It's pretty cool. And then these knobs they're like the clear black with red numbers on them. Pretty dope. And then the binding all the way around, it's a red binding with 2 black lines inside of it, or 3 black lines actually. And then the side is just straight red. It's pretty cool. And that goes all the way around, and it goes around the neck. Pretty cool. It's probably like a set kind of through neck. It's probably not a solid piece because you can kind of see, you can see and feel a seam right here. I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but I think this is probably like a set kind of neck. But I think for being a 1985, like this old of a guitar, it's like a pretty nice guitar. I have no idea like what it's worth, but it's pretty dope. So this is my Washburn A20V, probably my favorite guitar. Check it out in some of my videos. I've used it quite a few times.